It's competition update time and it's prediction time for Japan versus Scotland. Kia ora everyone, my name is Zach and I love rugby. Welcome back to Haka Time Rugby. Now we've got a lot to cover here, guys. We've got a lot of detail to cover, so please stick with me through all of this. And where we're going to start is we're going to talk about the competition. Now for those who are subscribed to the channel, you will know exactly what it's all about, but the competition is very, very simple to enter. All you've got to do to enter this competition is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below with your score prediction for this game between Scotland and Japan. It's as simple as that. If you do that, you are in the draw. And what you will win if you are the closest score, and the closest score will be based on both number of points scored and margin between the two teams. What you will win is an international rugby jersey of your choice. I will purchase it, I will send it to your home, and you can enjoy it. That's it. It's as simple as that. So competition is running right now. That's how you enter. 1 hour before the match, I will go through all and collect all of the predictions, and then you are entered in the draw. Now, one important update we need to get to on this competition. If we have a typhoon, right? If the typhoon impacts these games, and this game does not go ahead, I'm still going to select a winner. We can't do it 2 times in a row where we delay a winner. I'm going to choose a winner from the subscriber base, from all of those who have entered, and someone is going to win the prize. So I encourage you, please get involved in the competition. Share it with your friends. Get everyone involved. It's so simple to enter. All you've got to do, I'll do a quick recap, is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with your score prediction down below. Who is going to win and what is the score? It's as simple as that. Now, we've got much more we need to cover. So the next thing we'll do is a quick weather update. The typhoon, as we know, Sunday games at present state are still going ahead. The pathway for the typhoon is set to hit land tomorrow somewhere near Tokyo around about 3 p.m. and then it is extending north and exiting north somewhere around Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. This game is set to go ahead in Yokohama and is therefore very close to Tokyo. So on current predictions, the forecast is that the typhoon will be out of range to affect this match. Now, I am expecting that there will still be some weather issues here, and the forecast I think is for rain. So that is something to consider as part of this prediction. How will that impact this match? Now, if this match does not go ahead, it has huge ramifications for this pool, which we might cover in a later discussion. But right now, the match is going ahead, and we are preparing as if the match is proceeding. And for me, this is being billed and has been for some time as one of the huge matches of this World Cup. The winner will essentially go through to the quarterfinals. The loser packs their bags and goes home. Thankfully for the Japanese, it's not too far to travel home, which is great for them. But I'm sure they have their minds firmly on winning this game, and they've proven that they can win this game. So now let's go through all the results so far in this Rugby World Cup for both of these teams. How have they performed and where are they at in terms of their preparation for this game? For Japan, they come in here with as good a start as they can make to this Rugby World Cup. 3 games, 3 wins. They opened their campaign with a 30-10 point win against Russia. Then they went on and unexpectedly beat Ireland 19 points to 12. And then they went on against Samoa and defeated them 38 points to 19. So for them, it's a clean sheet. For them, it's a great start to this Rugby World Cup. And we're certainly seeing the best Japanese team that we've ever seen before. They are the highest they've ever been ranked in world rankings, and they have proven that they can challenge some of the great teams in beating Ireland, who came into this World Cup ranked number 1 in the world. Now, some of the key takeaways, I won't recap each of the matches, but I will highlight some of the key performers and some of the key takeaways in terms of their strengths that I think will be relevant to this game against Scotland. Firstly, they have had some incredible performances in the forwards. In particular, I want to highlight guys like Shota Hori, who, as a hooker, is extremely mobile, one of the most mobile forwards in the game, and he improved he demonstrated how much of a high work rate he has in that game against Ireland, where he won man of the match. Also, some of the guys like Kazuki Himeno, he has been incredible, another guy with a high work rate. And also a guy like, Michael Leach. We have to talk about their inspirational captain. He brings that experience. He's obviously been involved now in 2 of the major upset games that Japan have caused. and therefore his experience in this game is going to be crucial. So I think that has become one of their key strengths. If you rewatch that game against Ireland, their forwards are extremely mobile. Not only that, but they started to get some set-piece dominance. Now, I think that was because the Irish forwards started to tire somewhat in those conditions. But irrespective, they proved that their scrum is extremely strong. They were able to dominate the Irish scrum towards the end, and their forwards were playing from 0 to 80 minutes, high pace, high work rate, and that really became the difference. The forwards essentially ran the opposition forwards off their feet. Ireland did not score any more points from the 20th minute, and that is all down to the Japanese pressure that they applied. So that's certainly going to be key talking point number one, is that Japan will bring a very, very high work rate in the forwards and run a very, very high pace to this game, and they have also very, very strong set piece. That's one of the key strengths. Secondly, we have to talk about their backline. Now, two standout players in particular. Matsushima, he opened up the World Cup scoring that hat-trick, absolutely incredible, and he's been on fire ever since. So he is certainly one of the better finishers in this World Cup tournament, and if the ball gets out to him with half a chance, you can count it as a try. So he's going to be one of the keys in the backline. But for me, the standout performer in this backline for the Japanese team has been Tim Lafaele. His reads in defence have been incredible. His ability to feed ball out to the wingers, and Matsushima being one of the benefactors. Obviously, he scored a number of tries, and that's proof of his good work. And his ability to offload. I mean, he brings that stability in the backline, both defensively and in attack, as well as a bit of the X factor, which this Japanese backline has used to great effect, scoring a lot of tries and scoring a lot of points. So, to me, there are a couple of two standouts in the backline, and their backline in particular, they just seem to never make mistakes. It's one thing I've been quite impressed with, is that the continuity in the backline has been great for Japan, and I think that's something teams need to be worried about. They certainly use the width from one end of the field to the other, and they're able to build phase after phase after phase without error, and that's a sign of a very, very well-oiled backline. That's going to be one of the strengths that they will bring to this match. So that's Japan. Let's talk a little bit about the Scottish strengths next. So Scotland have also played 3 games, opening their account with a 27-3 loss to Ireland. Now that one must have hurt. They certainly came into this World Cup with high hopes, and going down to that margin and in that fashion against Ireland was not a great start to their campaign. To their credit, they were able to build back into the further games. So they went on to beat Samoa 34-0, and then they went on to beat Russia 61-0 as well. Now, keeping 2 clean sheets is a great outcome for Scotland. They'll be very happy with that from a defensive point of view, and actually starting to build some confidence again as well as they build back into the games. Very, very important for the Scottish team. Now, what I thought in terms of their strengths, we have to talk about their back 3. Stuart Hogg has been incredible. His open running rugby has been great. His ability to throw drop goals as well, he's proven in this match, and that could be very, very telling as we start to get into these further games in quarterfinal, semi-final, and final rugby. We know how close these matches can be as we work forward towards knockout games, and this game in particular is essentially a knockout game, an early quarterfinal for these teams. So those skills, the ability to win games, that additional skill set of converting drop goals is going to be very, very important for Scotland. As well as their winger Graham, he's been great to date. He hasn't had all the opportunities, but we know how dangerous he is. So from a Scotland point of view, their back 3 extremely dangerous, and they will be looking to utilise them in this game for sure. Okay, the second big strength that I want to get to for Scotland is one thing that really, really impressed me, actually, that when they played the game against Samoa, that was in extremely humid conditions, something like 95-96% humidity. For that reason, the ball was extremely greasy, and we saw the handling errors throughout the game. It's almost like playing a wet weather rugby match. But the big difference in that game were there were 2 things, right? So Scotland were able to manage that game through tactical kicking extremely effectively, and that was the great work done by both Greg Laidlaw and Finn Russell. They really controlled this game, and game management is proving to be a big difference with a lot of these teams. So I was highly, highly impressed with that. And what they would do is they would tactically kick into the Samoan territory, and then they would back the defence to really put pressure on the Samoan attack and force the error. That worked very effectively, and they were able to come away with points continuously. Not only that, but Samoa did not score any points in that game, nor did Russia in their game, so they're proving that the defense is rock solid. So I think game management is going to play a big part in the upcoming matches. It's certainly been proven that between the ability to take drop goals, score points, strong defense, game management is really what is successful for teams in knockout rugby, and we are essentially into knockout rugby for these two teams. This is an early quarterfinal for Japan and Scotland, so those skills extremely important. I think Finn Russell and Greg Laidlaw become highly important to the outcome of this game. I think they're going to be key as we predict what this game will look like. Okay, guys, now to the predictions. Who do we think is going to win this match? Now, before I get into the predictions, I just want to cover off one point regarding the competition. I am also entering the competition. I will be putting up my prediction. And if I am the closest, I am going to buy the new All Blacks top. I'm going to treat myself, but I will be the competition winner. So you're up against Hakatime Rugby in this competition. Just remember that. Now, a week ago, I predicted the outcome of this match, and I thought Japan would win this 23 points to 21. Now, my prediction has changed, guys. From a week ago to today, I'm changing my prediction. I'm going to put the entry in here. And let me just run through the relevant points. So there's certainly a lot of detail we covered. There's a lot of important points. But the first thing I want to say is that it is forecast here for sunshine, which I'm surprised about. I thought there would be some residual impact of the typhoon that would mean that we would have a wet weather game. But all forecasts that I've just checked are for sunshine and for warmth, which means we are going to have an open running game. And I'm excited about that. So that does change my predictions considerably. Now, we covered all sorts of topics there in terms of strengths of Japan and strengths of Scotland, and I think they hold true. So, and they will be very, very telling in an open running game. So that mobility from Japan, as well as the ability to game manage from Scotland, as well as both teams have incredible attacking flair. How do we select a winner in this? And let me just say, this one could go either way. Japan could win, Scotland could win, Japan could win by a lot, Scotland could win by a little. We just don't know which way it's going to go, and it's extremely, extremely close. Both teams have proven they have great form coming in here. But to me, there's a couple of telling factors. We are starting to get into knockout rugby, and knockout rugby is different to pool rugby. Right? Knockout rugby comes down to teams' abilities to manage games. It comes down to a team's abilities to take points when they're on offer. And for that reason, my prediction for this game is that Scotland will win this in an extremely tight affair. If I'm going to put a score on it, I think it's 25-23 to Scotland. I just think I was very, very impressed by Finn Russell and Greg Laidlaw, their ability to game manage. I'm very impressed by Stuart Hogg. If these guys can put it all together, they can really put points on the board and shut out some of these teams. I think that their ability to kick tactically, their ability to put pressure on the opposition, I think is going to be telling in this type of game. I expect it to go a similar tactic that they employed against Samoa. But that aside, this Japanese team has a lot of points in them. And their mobility in their forward pack, their strike in their back line, the cohesion that they have in their back line as well means that they are extremely dangerous, as well as that game breaker on the wing, Matsushima. So it's going to be close, very, very close. But I tend to favour, when we get to knockout rugby in a World Cup tournament, I tend to favour those teams that can really apply pressure, that can really manage the game, that are cool under pressure and can take points when they're on offer. I think Scotland presents more in that respect, and therefore I'm predicting Scotland to win this game in a tight affair. That's my predictions, guys. I'd love to hear your predictions. I've covered a lot of topics here, so I want to know from you. What do you think of the relevant points? Have I missed any strengths of these teams? What do you think of my prediction? Is it good? Is it bad? Am I on the money? Am I off the mark on my analysis? And more importantly, I want to hear from you. Remember, we got this competition on, so enter below. All you've got to do is like this video, comment down below with your score prediction and select the winner, as well as subscribe to the channel. That is it, and you're in the draw. And I want to give it away. I hope someone actually selects the correct score. That would be great. But we want to see that. So please get involved in the conversation, guys. Let me know what you think on this match. And let's see. This is a great way to finish pool play. It's a huge match that decides the fate of two pools. It will decide who goes through from Pool A, and it will decide who the Pool B teams, New Zealand and South Africa, are facing. I can't wait. I'm excited about all the rugby. This World Cup has been electric so far, and I'm really enjoying it. I hope you are too. Come back for more Haka Time videos very, very soon, guys, and we'll talk soon. See ya.